Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I want to talk a little bit about osteoarthritis. Um, it's a form of arthritis, and there's regular arthritis, there's rheumatoid arthritis, and there's osteoarthritis. So specifically, osteoarthritis is a condition that I suffer from. I have suffered with this probably beginning in my mid 30s. And now in my mid 40s, it has become very, very advanced. It is a type of arthritis that your cartilage deteriorates. So it doesn't just cause inflammation in the joints and deterioration in the joint. It wears away the cartilage, and in addition to wearing away the cartilage, it causes deformities. Bone deformities will develop. So in terms of myself, I have osteoarthritis in several areas of my body, several joints. The joints that are highly impacted by people that suffer, like the predominant joints, would be the knees and the hips. For myself, I have osteoarthritis in both my feet, the small joints of the top of my feet, in my ankles, both knees, in the base of my back, where the joint of your back connects to your spine, and in the base of my neck. The joints that I think I have it in, which I have not yet gone to confirm because I guess the pain levels have not reached any massive amount, is I do think I may have it in my hips, starting to have it in my hips, my elbows, and my shoulders. But like I said, the pain levels there are not extreme as in the other joints that I've mentioned, which is why I've confirmed in those joints that I do have it. And as well, because I do have another condition, which I'll talk about in other videos. It will be in a whole different series. I do have Sjogren's syndrome, which impacts and gives you joint inflammation. I'm not certain yet if the pain in the shoulders and the elbows and the hips may not just be a result of the Sjogren's flares. But in terms of the arthritis, I have severe arthritis in my knees. The back, lower back is also severe, and the upper neck, the upper back is also severe, right base of the neck. So, what do they do for Sjogren's? Absolutely nothing. They treat your pain. And I really haven't been offered anything else. Of course, losing weight is very, very helpful for osteoarthritis. Losing weight would probably be one of the better treatments because the weight that bears on the joint causes you more pain. So there's nothing that's going to reverse your cartilage deterioration. It's going to deteriorate, it's going to go. But with the more mild cases, keeping your joint, make sure that joint is moving, making sure it's lubricated, and not having as much weight bearing on the joint will help with pain relief and quality of life. For me, I've gotten to the point for my knees where my last appointment with a surgeon, he's like, there is nothing I can offer you. He's like, your knees have gotten to the point where the only thing that is going to give you relief is full knee replacements, because there's literally no cartilage get that out, left. It's just bone on bone. So for that reason, I walk with a cane sometimes. When I don't, I walk with a limp. I am in extreme, constant pain every day. Sleeping, sitting, walking, going up the stairs, going down the stairs, getting in and out of the car, all just take a gargantuan effort. And the thing for me is a lot of my recent weight gain has come in these last 2 years as this has progressed. I've been now less mobile, so hence gaining the weight. 2 years ago, I underwent a knee scope surgery, so I did both knees at the same time. And that essentially was for the doctor to go in with a scope. He'd look around, clean some of, because what happens with osteo, as that cartilage deteriorates, bone chip away, and that all stays in the knee, and that's what causes like high inflammation and causes some of your pain. So what with my surgeon then, he was trying to sort of delay it. When I walked into his office 2 years ago, and he's like, I only ever see 75 to 80-year-olds walking into my office with knees like yours. He's like, well, what in the world has caused this? So at that time, of course, because there are so many doctors that won't do the surgery in your 40s, because surgery is, it's not a lifetime surgery, right? So there are chances that it will deteriorate after maybe 10 years. There will be deterioration with the prosthetic implant. So they avoid trying to do it. Like they'll do it in 50s, 60s, but in 40s, 30s, they try to avoid doing it. So my surgeon at that time decided to do knee scopes. So I went in, I did the knee scopes, and they try to, I guess, repair any ligaments that they can. They do small repairs and flush out all that mess that's in there. So he did that. I got very small relief, very, very minor relief. After that, I started taking cortisone shots in my knees, for which I did not want to continue because I know what cortisone does to the body. So that wasn't something that I wanted to continue with. So fast forward, here I am now, about 2.5 years later, because it was done in the summer of that year. So 2.5 years later, and I am probably in the worst condition that I've ever been in. So I recently went to my family doctor and I said, you know what, I need a surgeon. I need you to refer me to a new surgeon. Not that I didn't like my other surgeon. He was absolutely great. Loved him. But the distance to that hospital from where I am, it's not. Because after that operation, I remember traveling from Toronto to get back to Brampton. That was not a very nice trip. So The house I'm living in at now in Brampton, I just purchased this house maybe a year ago. A hospital is just down the street, so that's the hospital I want to go to. So it was important to get that referral, and also, you know, hopefully would be referred to a doctor that would be willing to do the surgery. So I was able to go through the process, and if you look in my previous video, that I had to sort of undergo an assessment first, and then they would determine if the assessment doctor then would determine, okay, you know what, yeah, this is surgery, this raises to the bar of surgery. What do we do from here? So that was the appointment that I was at in my previous video. It was maybe about 2 months ago that I had that appointment, and since then, the assessment doctor did refer to multiple surgeons, and a very, very renowned surgeon. He came back and said, yeah, he's willing to see me. I went back and saw him. Just before Christmas, and he said, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing we can offer you except for surgery. And he says, surgery really is, it's because these conditions they're not life-threatening, right? Your life is not going to end. My life is not going to end if I don't do knee surgery. The only thing that's going to happen is my quality of life will reduce, because I will end up in a wheelchair and I will consistently be in pain. So the decision really is, as he said, is really just based on the individual. Have you reached the point where this has impeded your ability to live your life? Then that's one of the things you want to consider. But he said he himself, he does not buy into, or he does not sort of work under the premise that you're too young to get it. He says, I've done knee replacement on 35-year-olds. He says it depends on the individual situation. Like, somebody should not have to wait 10 years into their 50s and not have any life through their 40s. You know what I mean? So, and in that regard, it makes sense, because I want to start living now, right? I want to get back to doing the things that I love. Go on vacation. I haven't gone on vacation in 5 years. Like, I haven't gone anywhere. You know what I mean? Because and that even 5 years ago was just like me driving to vacation spots, and we'd spend maybe a week somewhere or what have you with the kids. But boarding a plane, I haven't done that in 10 years. And that's because, and I've had people say, you know what, do it. It doesn't matter. You do the wheelchair service at the airport and whatever. But even if I do that, then I get to my destination, and what am I going to do? Wheelchair it around sightseeing? Like, so yeah. Anyways, it does thoroughly impact your life. It impacts every decision that I make on a daily basis. I don't go to things that people invite me to, because I wonder, okay, will there be seating? Will I be able to sit? Do I have to stand? How far do I have to walk to get here? Will there be an elevator there? It impacts everything. So I'm really just not living any semblance of a life at this point. So the way I left it with him just before Christmas, he says the decision is all yours. He says, I'm willing to do the surgery. Call me back. Go home. Think about it. So I'm at the point right now, of course, there's no question I'm going to do the surgery. And at first, I had decided that I was going to maybe do it in February. But then after thinking again, I can't do it quick, because I have so many things to consider. I have to um, there's so many things that I have to sort of put in order before I can do that. Like as I mentioned, my mother is in a nursing home, and I haven't made a video on this yet, but she had multiple strokes last year, January. She is bedridden. She doesn't speak. She doesn't eat. She's on feeding tubes and has been now for a year. They never thought she'd last this long. So if I do this and something happens to my mom, then I'm the only child, right? Who is going to do, I mean, mind you, I can't do much, but at least I can do something now, and I could get her all her stuff in order, right? I don't want to have to do that from a bed. So thinking about that, thinking about, you know, my home and getting certain things in order, I'm going to have to get stair lifts installed, because if he is doing sort of both my knees, then I'm going to need to have stair lifts installed in my home. And I just have to sort of think it all through. You know, I've got to think it all through, because the recovery on this is brutal. He warned me about that. He said that's where a lot of people may say, oh, don't do it, because I've had people tell me that. But he said it's people's expectation in recovery, and he said recovery is brutal. You got to really know that it's not easy. And you know, the swelling, like you might be up back on your feet walking maybe around 6 weeks or so, maybe I think at 8 weeks, then you're maybe, I think at that point is when, like after 2 months, you can sort of walk without crutches or canes. But the pain, he said the pain is really a gradual, and you have to keep up with your physio. And the swelling, he said 6 months after, the swelling can still be there. So people have a wrong expectation. They just think, oh, I'm going to get a knee replacement, I'm going to be running marathons. He said that's not it. You probably never ever run again after a knee replacement, but you won't live your life in pain. So I can't run right now. So if I can't run after, I can live. I just don't want to be in pain, right? I don't want to be in pain when I'm sleeping at night. Every moment is pain. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to do it around August, because I don't have a lot of family here. I don't have any family here, really. It's just me and my kids, and my mom, as I said, is yeah. So you know, I think the best, if I do it in February, my son works, my daughter's in school. So in August, I'll probably have better, because she'll be home from school. And her and my son can sort of take care for those first few critical weeks where I am not going to be moving around as much as I would want. Have that help. So I think I just had to sort of step back. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done in February so I can heal and, you know, have a good summer and go on vacation. And these are all the things I was thinking. But, you know, it's not practical to think that way. So I'm going to reel it back in and probably do it around August. So it's going to be a journey that I'll share with you as I go through this whole process. If you're dealing with similar journey of joint disease, arthritis, share some of your experiences and things that you're doing to help with your pain relief. And let's walk this journey together. All right. See you in my next video. Bye.